Another jam-packed week out in the Premier League with a couple of banana skins on the horizon. Maybe one for Leicester City and maybe one for Manchester United. We'll take a little look at all of that next. That's right, folks, back once again with another Premier League prediction. And I know I'm not live, but hey, we'll talk about that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Premier League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related, all here under one roof. Ski. Yes, I know, I'm not live. Why am I not live? Well, I've just moved down to the basement. My lighting is absolutely terrible. My internet is also pretty terrible. But they're all going to be resolved within the next 5 to 7 days. If Amazon is correct with their delivery. I'm waiting on a couple of bits and pieces to improve everything down here. So that's why we're not doing it live this week, but everything will be back next week. Got a busy month of February just around the corner. So the move downstairs has happened just at the right time for the most part. But anyway, folks, let's take a look at how we all got on last weekend, shall we? Obviously, a couple of little upsets along the way, wasn't there? So this is the criteria I judge you and I on. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-face gang. 4 to 6, you're in the straight-face club. 7+, you're in the top banana. I don't think I'm in the top banana this week. I think there's many of us. So Bournemouth did beat Brighton 3-1. Oh, there we go. There's all mine. Spoiler alert. There you go. So I went with the 1-1 draw. Wrong. Aston Villa did beat Watford 2-1. I went with 2-1 the other way. Everton did beat... no, they didn't. They drew. And only just did they draw with Newcastle. 2-0 up with, like, in the 93rd minute to draw a game. That is... Of all collapses, or all whatever the heck that was absolutely phenomenal. I went with a 2-0 win. If the game had ended at 92 minutes... I would have had that one bang on the flipping nose. Sheffield United did lose to Manchester City, or Manchester City did beat Sheffield United. I remember a 3-1 win. Crystal Palace lost at home to Southampton 2-0. Chelsea and Arsenal did get to a 2-2 draw, just a 1 goal shy on this one myself. Leicester did wallop West Ham 4-1. I went with a 2-2 draw. Spurs squeaked past Norwich 2-1. I went with a 3-1. Next up, Manchester United took on
Burnley, that's right. Who'd have thunk it that we'd actually turn them over? 2-0 at the Theatre of Dreams, boys. Who had that one, eh? Who had that one?
And wrapping it up, Wolverhampton Wanderers lost at home at Molineux. 2-1 to Liverpool. Lastminute.com as well, or the last 10 minutes. I went with a 3-1 win for Liverpool, so not too shabby indeed. So let's take a look at what the table looks like out in the thing in just a second. Hang on a minute. So I'm in the shit-face gang. Who's with me? Who's with me, brothers? Ginger Shakers, you're with me. Maggie Monday, you did okay for yourself. Kim Sanderson, not too shabby. No Code Drinker, you're with me, brother. Raphael Jarrett did okay for himself. We are QPR, did absolutely honking as well. Joe Turner joined us in the shit-face gang. Ahmed 29, you did okay for yourself. Chasang Love with an edit, did absolutely terrible. So fair play to you. Honesty is the best policy. Billy Spencer also stinking. Nadine Kadanka did okay for himself. TS 13th did bits. Cody Gaho with an edit did top banana. We've got to question those. Whenever there's a top banana and edit, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But, just let it be. Let it be. Zane B, also with an edit. Did absolutely stonking. Well done. True admit there. And Rajit Kayur, also with an edit, did absolute stonking. Moving forward, Keith Dalmini. Where are we, Keith Dalmini? You did okay for yourself. Black Rabbit of Deaths did absolutely stonking. Liverpool fan did absolutely stonking. Ritz Ritish did okay for himself. Christine Manning did okay. Afan Mohid did absolutely okay. Aston Villa Seal, not too shabby. Omer Mura did absolute honking. Owen Foley did absolute bits. Stephen Selig did absolute tits. Ahmed Hazani stonking. Liam Grayson did okay. Mohamed Nuru did okay for himself. Andrew Walters did okay. And OK did okay, which is always good. Down there we go. Hawk Hayes did absolutely okay for himself. Vincent Hung did bits as well. Roberto Hollis with a bit of his goal scorers. The goal scorers might not be right, but he did okay for himself. Yannick Buster, not too shabby. Chayla did absolutely honking. Kelshi Shambangu did absolute okayness. And LG and Cal joins us in the shit-face gang. The Italian Devil did okay for himself. Russell Frost, not too shabby. Dean Stock, okay. And James Rigby, also okay. So the majority of you guys did okay. Except for me, I did absolutely stonking. Anyway, this is what the table does look like out in the Premier League. Liverpool do lead the way. They do have a game in hand. We'll talk about that game in hand in a second. It is against West Ham, who are down in 17th at the moment. And they could still get sucked into that relegation battle. So Liverpool lead the way. City are in second. Leicester City are in third. Chelsea into fourth. Just 6 points separate two sides. Tottenham into 6th. Arsenal down to 10th. Down the bottom is Norwich, Watford and Bournemouth going down to the Championship as it stands. So these are the games we're talking about. Obviously, there is another game taking place on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So I think I've made that prediction earlier in the season. I'm just going to say a 3-0 win for Liverpool on this one. It's or a 3-1 win. I'm going to give West Ham because it's their place. I think, I wasn't going to I'm not going to squeeze them in on this one. I already called it way back when it was originally announced. It was obviously to do with the World Club Cup and all that kind of business. So we're going to go with a 3-1 win, and hopefully the table will reflect that at the end. We'll see. Anyway, let's get going. Take a look at the original first game. No cast today again because I'm all over the place with the studio move. We're down in the basement now, and we're lucky to get these videos out this week. So anyway, Leicester City up against Chelsea. The last 6 between two sides. 1 win for Leicester, 2 wins for Chelsea, 3 draws along the way. They played at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season back in August. It was a 1-1 draw. Goals from Wilfred Needy for Leicester and Mason Mount on the score sheet for Chelsea. The last time they played in Leicester was a 0-0 draw back in May 2019. However, you've got to go back to 2018 in the FA Cup for Chelsea's last victory over Leicester. It was in after extra time as well. The last time that Chelsea beat Leicester in the league was back in 2017 in Leicester. So evenly matched these days. Heading into this, Leicester come into this in 3rd spot. Chelsea are in 4th. A win for Chelsea and potentially could open up a chance to get into top 3. A win for Leicester could see them leapfrog Manchester City into 2nd spot. Bookmakers odds on this one, they go 8-5 for Leicester, 30-5 is the draw, 31-20 is the away win. It's a fruity one, this one. I'm going to give it to Leicester's nick at 2-1 win in the end. It's all eyes on them as well. No one else is kicking off on the same time, especially in the Premier League anyway. So Leicester win to take the victory. Next up we have Bournemouth up against Aston Villa, 2 teams in need of a win. Both of them, I think both of them in the drop zone. I think Aston Villa are just squeezing themselves out of it. But Bournemouth are in 18th spot, 23 points on the board. Aston Villa are in 16th spot, 25 points on the win for Bournemouth. Could see them leapfrog Aston Villa up to potentially as high as 15th. Win for Villa, could see them rise just the 1 spot to 15th as well. Let's take a look at the last 6 between two sides. In fact, the last 4, 2 wins for Bournemouth, 2 wins for Villa, 0 draws. In fact, last time these two sides played in Bournemouth, there was a 1-0 win in the Premier League in 2015. Rudy Gestead with the one and only goal. However, it's back-to-back wins for Bournemouth, picking up 2 consecutive wins at Villa Park against Bournemouth. One in 2019, one in 2016, both 2-1. Last time out, which was earlier in the season, 2-1 win. Joshua King and Harry Wilson on the score sheet for Bournemouth. Douglas Luiz scoring for Villa on that occasion. So heading into this, the form book, Aston Villa a bit hopscotchy, 1-1 lost 1-1 lost 1. 3 wins out of the past 6, just 2 defeats of the past 6 as well. Bournemouth picking up a win last time out, but before that was 4 defeats on the spin. Have they turned a corner? It's a difficult one to say, but I'm going to give him a 1-1 draw on this one. I can't really separate 2 sides. It's not really going to give a massive point either way. It's probably a bigger point for Villa, because you're taking points off the other teams down below. Next up, we have Crystal Palace up against Sheffield United. Palace in 11th, Sheffield United up to 8th at the moment. A win for United, Sheffield United this time out could see them rise back into 5th spot. A win for Crystal Palace could see them rise to 8th spot, leapfrogging Sheffield United in the process. The last 6 between 2 sides, 2 wins for Palace, 3 wins for United, 1 draw along the way. They played in Bramall Lane earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win back in August. John Lundstrom with the one and only goal. The last time they played at Palace, there was a 1-0 win as well. Darren Ambrose, goodness gracious me, that's a blast from the past. Back in 2011 with the one and only goal heading into this. Palace actually failed to win the last 5 matches in the Premier League, both home and away. Bookmakers odds 21 to 10 for Palace. 29-20 is the away one. 21 to 10 is also the draw. It's a bloody old tough one, this one. Yeah, Palace just one defeat in the past 6 for them. A lot of draws along the way, though. 4 draws heading into Sheffield United. Just the 1 win out of the past 6 for them heading into this. It's a tough old boot, but I'm going to give it to Palace to change the game and get themselves back into maybe top 6 contention, and maybe looking at a Europa League spot next time out. One team that probably won't be in Europa League, in fact, I'm going to put my heart on the line here, or my brain on the line. Liverpool will not be in the Europa League next season. They'll be in the Champions League, boys. Obviously, taking on Southampton this week, but it's a difficult game, this one. The Saints, one of the form teams in the division, In fact, let's bring up the form table right here. It's one of the things I can't do really live. The form table, heading into this, it is Liverpool top table. Southampton are third, just one defeat out of the past 6. The Saints are actually, what's their away form like? They're actually pretty decent as well, winning 4 games on the spin away from home. So difficult one, this one. This could be a bit of a banana skin, but realistically, with Liverpool at home, you should fancy them to beat them. The last 6, though, between 2 sides, 5 wins for Liverpool, 1 draw, and 0 wins for Southampton. They played down at St Mary's earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Liverpool to kick off their campaign with a fantastic start. Mane, Firmino with the goals for Liverpool. Danny Ings on the score sheet for Southampton. Last time they played at Anfield, there was a 3-0 win back in 2018. Wesley Hoedt with a big fat OG. Joel Matip and Mo Salah scoring for Liverpool. Liverpool actually kept a clean sheet in their last 4 home matches. And won the last 19 home matches as well. So I fancy them. I do fancy them. Fancy them a little bit. But let's just say a win for Southampton. They would rise to 5th in the table and knocking on the door for a team that was on the verge of going down. What the heck have I gone with a 9-3 win? I've got to change that. I've got to change. What the heck's gone on here? It must be a 3-0. It must be a 3-0. Goodness gracious me. I've got to sort that shit out. Action! So for me, I'm going to go with a cheeky 3-0 win for Liverpool to take it. Nothing else. No one would imagine something crazy like a 3-9 win. Moving on, Newcastle United will take on Norwich. Heading into this bad boy. Did I give you the odds on the last one? It doesn't matter. Liverpool are going to win it, aren't they? Realistically. So let's take a look at Newcastle United up against Norwich. The last 6, though. 2 wins for the Toon, 2 wins for the Canary, 2 draws along the way. They played back in the Carrow Road back in 2000. Well, in August. It was a 3-1 win for the Canaries. Pookie was on fire back in then. Hat-trick. John Joe Shelby with the one and only goal for the Toon. Norwich, though, have actually lost their last 3 away matches in the Premier League. So they are looking at a defeat here, I imagine. 6-5 is the home win, 12-5 is the draw, 23-10 is the away win. That's the bookmakers' odds. Norwich are in relegation trouble. They are bottom of the table, 17 points on the board, 6 points adrift of the chasing pack. Newcastle, though, they look to be good at the moment. 3 games without a loss, 30 points on the board. A win for them could see them rise to 8th in the table. That's right, Stevie Bruce's boys causing all kinds of... They've been very busy as well in the old transfer business as well. So, looking good at the moment. I see them looking good as well this weekend with a 2-0 win over the Canaries to take the 3 points in the bag. Next up, we have Watford up against Everton. Watford are on the rise. Obviously, a couple of little blips recently. A loss and a defeat last time out. Everton, on the flip side, also starting to pull some results together. Obviously, not happy with that collapse against Newcastle last time out. Just the 1 win out of 4 for them, for Ancelotti's boys. A win for them, though, could see them rise to 8th. A win for Watford in the drop zone at the moment. 19th spot could see them rise to 15th. Very, very important game. Watford are actually undefeated in the last 5 home matches in the Premier League. They head into this, the past 6 encounters between themselves and Everton. 2 wins for them, 3 wins for Everton, 1 draw along the way. They played twice already, once in the League Cup. It was a 2-0 win, Holgate and Rickarlson for Everton. They also played in the Premier League at Goodison Park with a 1-0 win for Everton, with Bernard scoring. Last season, though, at Vicarage Road, was a 1-0 win for Watford. Andre Gray on the score sheet. Kurt Zouma get himself a red card later on in that match. It's a tough old boot, this one. I like Watford, but Everton have got Ancelotti in charge, and realistically, I don't see him collapsing. It's Pearson. 2 contrasting styles there. But Pearson's got Watford working in the right direction. Everton, we'll get something. I don't think Everton will lose this game. They'll either win it or take a point, like I predicted here. Next up, we have the Hammers up against Brighton. 2 teams as well. Could do with another win or 2 to get themselves clear, especially West Ham. They are just above, got a relegation spot on goal difference. 1 win at the past 6 for them heading into this. So the Moyes effect not really working just yet. However, the Potter effect over at Brighton's doing okay. However, just 1 win at the past 6 for Brighton heading into this. A win for Brighton will go nowhere. A win for West Ham, though, could see him leapfrog Brighton up to 15th in the table. Let's take a look at the last 6 between the 2 sides. 1 win for the Hammers, 3 wins for Brighton, 2 draws along the way. They played at the Amex earlier in the season. It was a 1-1 draw. Trossard for Brighton. Chicharito, who's now a Galaxy player, scored for West Ham. The last time they played at the new London Stadium was a 2-2 draw. Marco Arnautovic, who is over in China right now, scored 2 goals for West Ham. Dale Stevenson, Shane Duffy getting the 2 back-to-back very quick-fire goals for Brighton. in that match. It was a bit of a belter, 4-gale barnstormer. Brighton actually lost their last 3 away matches heading into this. Bookmakers odds on this one, 6-4 for West Ham, 9-5 is the away win, 12-5 the draw. We talked about where it will all end up if who and so wins and this, that and the other. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the Hammers to snatch it and get themselves a bit of belief and maybe get themselves out of that relegation talk. Next up we have Manchester United up against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, this usually would be a stone cold 3-0 win for Manchester United, wouldn't it? But this is Wolves now. Nuno Espirito Santo is doing bits for Wolves these days, and they are not a whipping boys no more. Obviously, they've played each other a whole bunch these past 12, 16 months. What was it? They've played each other. This will be the 6th encounter in less than a year. And Manchester United have only won once out of the past 5 occasions between the two sides. In fact, scrap that. They have only won once out of the past 6 occasions between themselves. And that win was back in was last time out actually in the FA Cup. It was a 1-0 win. I actually watched that game. Juan Mata with a 1 and only goal on that occasion. However, after that it was pretty much all in favour of Wolves. Pick up 2 wins, 3 draws as well. So a bit of a bogey side, and I'm sure they're sick to the back teeth of each other heading into this. We want to take a look at the last 6 at Old Trafford though. 5 wins for Manchester United, 1 draw and 0 wins for Wolves. So that could be a massive difference maker between 2 sides. Bookmakers odds, they'll make this one tight. 23-20 for Manchester United, 27-10 is Wolves, 11-5 is the draw. So Man United are favourites, but they're not convinced. They're not overwhelming favourites. Wolves coming to this 7th in the table. A win for them could seem leapfrog United into 5th spot. A win for United could close the door just 3 points with Chelsea, and Chelsea taking on Leicester could really open up that 4th spot once and for all. I'm actually going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. They're sick to the back teeth of each other, I am sure. And I think Wolves will be happy out of the 2 sides. And again, the fans would absolutely detest this one. And that would just rub it up my way, wouldn't it? It would put a nice little smile on my face. And of course, for everybody else in the world.
Next up is them good-looking fellas again, Burnley. This time up against Arsenal. This time at Turdmore. What are you guys thinking about that one, eh? Let's have a little look.
For the last 6 between 2 sides, 0 wins for Burnley, 6 wins for Burnley. So 6 on the spin, both home and away. The last time out, they played at the Emirates. It was a 2-1 win for Arsenal. Goals from Lacazette and Aubameyang on the score sheet. Ashley Barnes, the Austrian, the 1 and only goal for Burnley. Last time out at Turdmore last season, it was a 3-1 win for Arsenal as well. Aubameyang getting himself a brace. Nketiah getting themselves the other goal. Ashley Barnes, the Austrian, getting the goal for Burnley. Actually, Arsenal have actually drawn the last 4 away matches in the Premier League. Bookmakers odds on this one, 27-10 for the Freaks. 12-5 is the draw. 21-10 is the away win. Heading into this, Arsenal are 10th, and a win for them could seem rise to 8th. Burnley are in 13th, and a winner for them could seem leapfrog Arsenal, and a whole bunch of teams also into 8th spot. That's how tight it is. Burnley's form, though, back-to-back wins for them. Arsenal just the 1 defeat at the past 6, but they are becoming the draw specialists. When I say that, they are draw specialists. 12 draws this season, quite clear of the nearest rival, which is Wolves, who've got 10 draws so far. Double digits draws. Just 6 defeats, the same amount of defeats as Leicester, and just 1 more defeat than flipping Manchester City. That's, how different. They're not winning enough games. Arsenal are not winning enough games, but they'll win this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Arsenal to take it out on the Freaks. Get themselves 3 points. Next up, it's the cherry on top. It is Mourinho up against Manchester City. Spurs against the champions. That's right. Spurs are in. Goodness gracious me, where are they? They're 6th. I couldn't see him. Obviously, Mourinho now in charge, 34 points on the board. A win for them could see him rise above Manchester United, depending on what goes on between them and Wolves. Leicester City are in 2nd, a win away from nothing. There's nowhere near matey boys, are they, at the moment? The last 6 there between 2 sides, 1 win for Spurs, 4 wins for Manchester City, 1 draw along the way. They played at the Etihad earlier in the season. It was a 2-2 draw. Pochettino was in charge then. Lamela, Lucas Moura with the goals for Spurs, Sterling Aguero for Manchester City. They did play at the Fancy Pants New Stadium a couple of times last season. It was 1-0 for Spurs in the Champions League. Sung Young-min on the score sheet that day. They also played in the Premier League. Was it at White Hart Lane? It might have been at White Hart Lane. It was a 1-0 win for Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez scoring. Manchester City are actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in the Premier League, and they'll probably be favourites on this one. 5-1 for Spurs, 2-1 on for City, 7-2 is the draw. It's a tough old boot, this one. It's on Sunday night. I'm going to go with a 6-goal barnstormer in favour of Manchester City to take the points. And again, it does nothing for them. It just kind of secures a 2nd spot for the time being anyway. And speaking of second spot, this is what the table looks like at the end of it. I've even thrown in the West Ham game on this one. Liverpool leading the way, 73 points on the board completely, nearly 20 points clear of Manchester City, who are in second. Leicester City third, Chelsea are in fourth. Down the bottom is Norwich, Watford and Bournemouth. We'll be playing Rovers next season out in the Championship. Yeah. And in the middle of the table, we've still got Arsenal, we've still got Spurs. Manchester United still in the 5th spot on goal difference against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That, my friends, is where I'm going to have to leave you. Obviously, next week, hopefully, we'll be back with live footage and hopefully a big light above my head to make this a little bit more crystal clear, and hopefully we'll have stronger internet and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, I've got new glasses as well, or old glasses should I say, because the other ones were just shit. Anyway, if you are new to the channel, make sure you bang the thumbs up. If you are new as well, or if you're just here, if you just stumbled upon, you know what, just smash that thumbs up for me. Do me a favour, smash that thumbs up. Give this video a bit of love, and also check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, of course Patreon. I'm wide open to Patrons, boys and girls. It does do the wonders for my mojo and does wonders for the channel. Kicks us forward to another level, which can maybe afford better lighting here down in the basement where the trolls live. And then Burnley freakazoids are not far away, you know what I mean? Anyway, folks, until then, I'm going to let you get out of here. Bang the thumbs up, bang the subscribe. I'll see ya next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.